Okay.
You know, I'm building a computer because my computer is kind of crappy. Okay. Let me mute my phone.
I'll just mute it.
Okay, we are live. I'm just gonna set up a couple of things. Just want to see the live stream coming. Do you guys have the live stream on YouTube or on your side?
Oh,
No, I
Paul,
don't have it pulled up.
No, I mean that's fine if you don't. I just
Here, I got it right here.
just for confirmation, making sure. It's good.
Yeah, we're good.
Did it came up?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So I cannot see how many viewers are watching or none of that, but that's okay. So, okay, so guys, a couple of things. For some reason, YouTube is deciding to be or not YouTube, the stream service that I'm using. So I can't see how many viewers I have and none of that. So I have it through my phone. I see Samuel's here. What up, man? And Marcus with those Jets. You know what that means. Enkeel Harry. So I'm trying to attempt a multiple person live mock draft. So we have four of us here today.
3 now.
3? We lost one? Oh, okay.
Yep, I think so.
So hopefully Mike will join us soon. But these fellows here are podcasters from other places of the US, and I'm gonna let them introduce themselves soon. I figure, you always hear the Raven fan. What is the Raven saying? And it was time for having a mock draft. They're gonna pick for their team and their division. I'm gonna pick for the team in our division. But yeah, Mike, which is another one of the guys, and Travis, they were gonna pick for their division. So I don't want to extend this a lot, and you guys can comment, and I'll try to address comments as we go. Rate the guys. You can see their Twitter handles there. Rate our picks as we go. Say if it is trash, if you love the pick, whatever. We don't get offended. It's all for fun. We are on draft week, guys, and you know how hype I am because I'm excited as hell. Been talking about this for like 4 months. 4 months. So anyway, so let's get it started. Whoa, there's some feedback there. If the audio gets bad or anything, just let me know. The video might be choppy. I do apologize for that. So I'm gonna introduce first the Clubhouse 15. What up, man?
What's up? What's going on, guys? I'm a podcast. I cover. It's just me, and I cover pretty much all 4 major sports: the NHL, NBA, NFL, and the baseball, MLB. And last night, I put out a mock draft of my own with another podcaster. So if you want to check that out, that's on iTunes under my page. We made some good picks and stuff, but yeah, that's about it.
Okay.
You have the Twitter, so
yeah. So that's the Twitter handle. What is your team from the NFL side?
the Giants. I'm a Giants fan. I'm from New York, so.
So he's gonna represent the Giants and the NFC least.
Haha. It's a painful couple months. It's a painful couple months. I'm not gonna lie.
So then we had TT Sports Talk 12. His video's not working, but we have him on audio. So
Yep. Yeah, so I'm TNT Sports Talk. I actually do this podcast with my brother. My name's Travis. He's not here right now though. He's at night class. We're both college students, but we all cover all 4 major sports. Every now and then we get fortunate enough to have a pro athlete onto the show. We've had a couple interviews, handful of them. But our favorite team's the Packers. Favorite sports football. We live and breathe the green and gold. So we're excited to do this. We actually did our mock draft today. But we're more than excited to be involved with this and doing this mock draft.
For sure. Hey, quick, do you have headphones? Because I'm hearing feedback.
Me?
Yeah.
I can go get some. I don't have professional ones.
Doesn't have to be professional, but your mic is picking the volume, and I think it's the feedback from there. If you don't mind.
Yeah, I can go. I'll be right back.
Okay, no problem. And then we have from Big Mr. Big Reekins on Sports. What up, man?
What's going on, dude?
So tell us about your podcast.
Well, it's a fan-based, opinionated take on my favorite sports. I do 3 of the 4 major ones, but I'm a huge college football fan, if you can't tell by the hat. Go Bucks. So I cover baseball, basketball, a little bit of NFL, and then, of course, college football I'm pretty big into. If you like college football, last season I actually did a college football preview where I got 3 out of the 4 conference championship games right. So that was done in September. But if you're getting feedback from me, I'm trying to get my computer back on. It's on my phone right now.
Okay. I don't think we're getting feedback from you. I think it was more from Travis' side.
Yeah, you sound good.
Yeah, everybody else was sounding good. Okay, guys. So you know how this is gonna go. We're gonna go all 32 picks. One of the things, guys, and this is for the panel here, that I want is if when you pick, you think, well, I would have traded up at any point because I would have wanted this guy to say it. If when the pick comes, you say, well, this is a spot that I would have traded back, just say that too. This is all on you. At the end, we'll rate the picks. And yeah, I think is everybody ready? How's the camera?
Yeah, how do I sound now?
Okay.
Good.
So Mike, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm getting back in my.
Feedback.
Hold on.
There you go. Yeah, you had to. You had to.
The
How do I
Wi-Fi.
sound now? Do I sound a little bit better?
You sound awesome now. You sound awesome.
Okay, good.
Okay, so guys, how we're gonna do this? As I'm putting here so I can get everybody's pick. We're gonna do all 32 teams, like I said. We have Mike is a Brown and Jets fan, so his life is a little sad right now. We had Travis. We had Travis is a Green Bay Packers fan, right?
Yep, definitely.
And then we have so that's the AFC North. And then we have John, which is a Giants fan, so he's gonna take the least. Okay? So, and then the other thing, guys, obviously we don't have every division represented here, so we just gonna fill up the rest of the divisions. Okay, so like I said, you go ahead and rate us on the chat. Thanks for joining me, everybody, and please give it a thumbs up as we are doing this. Okay, so the first pick is gonna be for John, so I'm gonna let you start this thing, man.
All right, I just want to clarify. My name's Frank.
Oh,
Just-
I
I don't know where you got that from, but no worries, no worries.
So
That's
you
not-
know why? It's because from the Hangouts coming as John.
Oh yeah, that's my dad's name.
Oh, sorry. Okay, Frank.
No worries.
Okay.
That makes sense. All right, so I have the Cardinals pick, and this may be surprising to some, but I'm gonna go Quinnen Williams, the defensive lineman
Wow.
out of Alabama. I think he's gonna help more than Kyler, in the sense that pairing him next to Darius Philon with his elite run defense, and I said last night when I mocked that he has shaky pass rushing ability, but that's actually not true. He's a pretty goddamn good pass rusher, and but it could use some work. He's still young. That's all I was saying. But I think he can definitely help the Cardinals on that defense next to Chandler Jones and Darius Philon. And I think when you have a quarterback like Josh Rosen, who had a terrible season last year, but he also had Mike McCoy and a terrible offensive line with him. But with Cliff Kingsbury, I think he can fit in that system that Kingsbury has going on almost as well as Kyler can, because it's a college-based air raid attack system that I think they can run pretty well with Josh. So I think Quinnen Williams is a better pick than Kyler would be, because he is the best player in the draft, in my opinion, and you can't pass on that.
Let me say that I will agree with you that he's the best player in the draft. I think he's better than Bosa.
Yeah.
I just think the Cardinals leaving Rosen out of the hype video, flirting with Kyle Murray, it's just too much. I don't disagree with that pick. I think if they're smart, they don't pick Kyler. I think I like Rosen from last year. It's just Big Rican can talk about how if you have a bunch of if your O line is crap, and not that the Browns were bad last year, but from years the quarterbacks can do much if you don't have anything surrounding them, right? So Rosen was plugged in this crappy team, and they expected to do what? So I agree with you. That should be the pick. I'm just expecting Cal Murray. So
Yeah, I'm expecting Kyler too because I don't think at this point the relationship in between Josh and the Cardinals is kind of tarnished. You can't really go back from that, and you have to pick Kyler at this point. But the better pick is Quinnen, in my opinion.
You're absolutely right. And speaking to the offensive line thing, Sam Darnold ran for his life last year.
yep.
If you go back to when the Browns came back from the hiatus after the move to Baltimore, Tim Couch could have been a decent NFL quarterback.
I agree.
They just didn't know how to draft an offensive line. I've never seen a dude outside of David Carr get beat up as much as Tim Couch did in '99. Listen, he was a lot of hot garbage too, but he could have been better with something with him.
I agree with you. I agree. Yeah. So we'll see. It's gonna be super interesting. Which way they go. Let's have now. We get TT Sports. So Tyler, take it, man.
All right, so number 2, we got the 49ers. If Quint Williams is off the board here, I think that would be a shock. But I think they take Bosa then. I think they're happy with Bosa at number 2. One of the best pass rushers in the draft. I'm an Ohio State fan, so I got to watch watch a lot of him this year. And the games he played, he was absolutely dominant. I think pairing him with Dee Ford on that pass rush would be scary, and it would definitely help out that secondary a lot. So I think Bosa makes the obvious choice here at number 2.
I agree, and I actually think Bosa, unless I think San Francisco's looking pretty right now, saying like Bosa either way, right? Because I think the Cardinals, the interior D line makes more sense than the outside, since they have Chandler Jones and they got Terrell Suggs, my boy. At least for 1 year, interior will help those outside rushers, right? They can see Quentin Williams as maybe a potential Donald, right? And which is in their division, terrorizing them. So I think that's the smart pick. We have pick number 3, so I'm gonna go with Mike. Big Rican, go take it, man.
I'm going to make Travis mad here, and I'm going to have the Jets take linebacker or D-end linebacker Rashawn Gary out of Michigan.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Not Josh Allen. Not Josh Allen. Okay.
Here's why. Gary played against decent offensive lines. He knows how to get around the end. He's very quick for his size, for the 40 time he put up. And on top of that, Don Brown loves to blitz. And he didn't get the Haskins, of course, but he loves to blitz, and he came almost every down, and Gary was blowing people up. He was one of the few guys I saw chase down Trace McSorley this year, and he had a great game against Wisconsin, which always brings that phenomenal offensive line. With Darren,
Whoa!
That helps him get a long way further than doing anything else. But it's the Jets, and they'll screw it up.
It's the Jets and those screw it up. We lost you there. We had like a dog barking in the background for a moment.
Yeah, that was mine. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. So, couple things. I agree with you that I like Gary, but you saying that Gary, they wouldn't pick Allen because Allen didn't go, or Gary went against better O linemen. I think that's. I mean, I know you're an OSU fan, so I think that's a little biased for that Big Ten.
Our line was horrible.
But yo, you telling me Allen is in the SEC? He went against good linemen. You go and check the projected linemen. They're going in the first round. 2 of them are SEC.
Yeah.
Right, Jonah Williams
and Jawan Taylor too.
Jawan Taylor, and then a potential first round will be the guy from Ole Miss. Yes,
Yeah,
Greg Little.
Yeah, there you go.
So.
I just don't watch the SEC, and a lot of this is me watching games more than it is what the projections are. The SEC was better on the interior on the offensive line than they were on the outside. And if you're going to bring and the outside, the left tackles in the Big Ten, famously, when you get to the next level, have been above board, like our good friend Joe Thomas. So when you get to that part of it, the Jets need an edge rusher. With Gary having the guys who played better at the tackle spots, I think they're a little bit better going with it. Listen, Allen would be a great pick. He's quick, he's big, he's strong, but I like Gary in that spot, especially because it's the Jets.
Okay, no, I respect. I was just more than my concern was. I think Allen is more of an outside rusher. Gary, I think a 4-3 DN. I don't know if he will be a good outside linebacker. I think that's what the Jets are missing. But I got you. You watch more Jets than I do, so I'll let it go. So I think Oakland is extra excited that Josh Allen just fell to them. At this point,
Yeah.
I can see them taking Kyler Murray, though. I can see them taking Kyler Murray. There's a lot of reports there that Oakland loves Kyler Murray, but I think if there's more and they look like they're trying to compete to win now, Carr's good enough, in my opinion. So I think Josh Allen is the pick.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious, yeah. If you're going
Not
to
available.
call the Raiders.
Yeah, if he falls, that's best available. That's Gruden's wheelhouse.
Yep. So
Yeah, that could happen with Quentin Williams, too. And that
Yeah.
would be the best situation for them.
yeah, I agree. No, I agree. So now we have Travis. Take it away,
Yep,
man.
number 5.
Yep.
All right, so the Buccaneers here, with a lot of players off the board, I think they take Devin White at LSU, the linebacker there. They had Quan Alexander there last year. They lost him to an ACL injury, and now he's gone to the 49ers. They need somebody to be sort of the leader of that defense, get back to where they were in the early 2000s on defense. I think Devin White fits that mold. He's fast. He's got his nose always around the football. He completely changed that LSU defense last year. I think he'd be a great addition to the Buccaneers defense.
I can't disagree. I love Devin White, and let me address some comments. I know Gruden loves some offense, and Kyler Murray is there. I do think the Raiders want to win or look competitive, and unless they have a plan to flip Carr the same day of the draft for at least a second-round pick, that's why they boast their offense a lot. They boost their both sides, but I think they don't have pass rushers. They were last in the league, if I'm not mistaken, in sacks.
Yeah.
That's why Josh Allen just makes sense. Okay, so that's some of the comments. Keep the comments going, guys.
Definitely.
So Devin White, I thought that's a hell of a pick. So let me see who's next. So Frank, I think it's you next, right? Yep.
Yeah, the Giants.
The Giants. That's your team.
I just want to preface this with last night I mocked Devin White to the Giants, and I was going to do that again, but
Sorry about that.
You're gonna make it. It's now that's what happened. I love Devin White as a prospect, but we'll get to my pick now. I'll gladly take Jawan Taylor, the tackle from Florida.
Nice.
Yeah, he's such. I think he's just such an athletic. His athleticism will translate perfectly to the NFL, and he can defend both the run and the pass, and he's the best tackle in this draft.
This is very interesting because I wanted to see what. So I have.
And I'm sorry. I think he'll change the Giants' offense overnight, the offensive line specifically, because you're getting Zeitler and you're getting Halapio back.
Yeah, so it's interesting because I wanted to see what a Giants fan would have done in this pick. I have been mocking Taylor to you guys for a while on my page, but today I'm doing a 3-round mock that I'm gonna release Wednesday, and I didn't mock for the first time I tackle in a while to you guys because I mock Rashard Gary with that 6th pick, and now in this draft, obviously Gary's out, but I think it just makes sense. I think for the Giants, the best situation is not draft a quarterback with the first pick. All these experts are saying, "Hey, we need to draft a quarterback. We need to draft a quarterback." I just think a quarterback is not. It's not the best bang for the buck. And here with the Giants, so many holes. If you bolster that O-line, Eli will look better. Maybe he will lose some of that color blindness that he has and throws to the other team. And Saquon, that just helps Saquon as well. So
the thing about Saquon is with the departure of Odell, those double coverages are going to disappear or go on Shepard, but they're going to stack 8 in the box a lot of the time on Saquon, and Jawan Taylor adding him to roam around on lead blocks is just going to help Saquon just vastly.
I agree. I think that's perfect. So we go to the 8th pick, and I have Travis again.
Are we on the 7th pick?
Yeah,
Jaguar?
the
Oh, I'm
Jaguars.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're good.
And that's me. I got ahead of myself. The 7th. So, I think the Jaguars the best scenario here. I would have picked Taylor. That's the pick that I think
Yeah.
it will be favorable for them. But
But he's gone now. Sorry.
but I'm gonna go with the old lineman that I think is the best old lineman in the whole draft, which is Jonah Williams from Bama. So I think they can have him at tackle, they can have him on guard. People are complaining about his arm length. He was really, really good in the SEC, which is full of pass rushers. He held his own in Bama as a left tackle. So I like Jonah Williams a lot. I think that will be the pick for the Jaguars with the 7th pick.
I like that pick.
Yeah, I like that pick a lot.
Okay.
Definitely good for a team that just got a new quarterback.
Yeah.
Expensive one.
Expensive one.
Yeah.
Whether that's worth it or not, we'll see.
Okay.
Full, man, I don't know what to say.
Hey, Nick Foles had that magic for the Eagles.
Yeah, as long as the Jaguars know how to run RPOs, I think he'll be fine. But
Remember, Frank, it's just your boy and Folsey who have beaten that team in the Super Bowl.
yeah, Eli, yeah, and I'm hanging on to Eli because just because of that.
Just because of that.
Okay,
Okay, Travis, this is your pick, man.
Yeah. So number 8, Lions here. I think they take Montez Sweat out of Mississippi State. Good pass rusher. He's long. He's athletic. He's got the size. They got Trey Flowers in the offseason. I think you add Montez Sweat in a division where you're going after Kirk Cousins, Trubisky, who likes to run, and the greatest quarterback of all time in Aaron Rodgers. I think adding somebody with Montez Sweat's talent makes a lot of sense here for Matt Patricia and his defense.
So we didn't see that Packers bias at any point there.
No.
Not at all.
We didn't see no Packers bias in that pick.
No.
Uh,
The Lions have beaten us 4 straight times, so.
I'm not a fan of Sweat, to be honest. I think he's good. I think he just is freakishly athlete. You know what? He reminds me of a guy that the Lions pick because of a athletic ability on the outside, which was Ziggy Ansah.
Didn't work out.
And didn't work out. So, but I think they're gonna go defense. So
yeah, I think they'll buy into the combine hype a little bit with Sweat there at 8.
He has that heart condition too, so that's a concern.
Yeah, that's something to watch for, definitely.
That is. So pick number 9, we have big weekend, man. Take it away.
It's the Bills. They have a good quarterback who could be. I got Andre Dillard, the old lineman out of Washington State.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
Josh Allen, not Josh Allen, excuse me. Yeah, Josh Allen, my bad. There were too many Josh Allen last year's draft. He ran around too much. He's going to get his head taken off at some point in time. They need an O-line, and Washington State are one of the best O-lines in the country. He's probably maybe the best pass blocker in the draft. Maybe.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think the Bills need to start if they really think that Josh Allen is the quarterback of the future. Like we started, right? You need O-linemen. You need O-line. I mean, that's if you think your quarterback is gonna be good, or at least you care for his future because he's the franchise guy, you need O-linemen. So
or his health.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. So
yeah.
Anyway, so
Definitely.
I have who is it? Frank next?
Yeah, I have the Broncos, I think.
Yeah, the Broncos.
I'm gonna gladly take Haskins here.
That's a good pick.
Yeah, he's the smartest quarterback in this draft. I think you can say far and away. I don't know if you guys have watched his film breakdowns that he did. They're all over Twitter and stuff. But and I think he's the most polished quarterback, even though he also needs maybe a year to develop still, and that speaks to the class in general that they're not that great. But I think Haskins is the best, in the sense that he can defeat you. He's a smart college quarterback that he can defeat. He doesn't make bad throws, and when he takes risks, he takes smart risk. But he'll take what the defense gives him, and he won't force anything. And I think he can beat you in the short to intermediate game. And when he has to use his arm, he can use his arm because that's a damn good arm.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think
Absolutely.
I'll let you talk, Mike, because you are OSU fan, so you can break Haskins better than none of us.
at the Tulane game. I went down to Columbus and made the trip. And I can honestly tell you, I went to Rutgers last year and I watched JT Barrett throw, and he wasn't a thrower.
No, not at all.
Dude could pick up first downs, but he couldn't throw the ball. Other than that Penn State game,
Yeah.
13 in the fourth quarter. Dwayne Haskins' ball looks different. It's not even about power. It just looks different. It's got a truer flight path to it. He hit McLaurin down the left sideline in the Big Ten championship game. I don't know if anybody else could have thrown a more perfect ball. It hit him in the numbers over the shoulder.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
On the 3rd and 20 play.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
So Elway has not gotten a quarterback right, I'll be honest with you.
No.
Frank, it's a great pick. I think he's going to end up taking Drew Lock.
I do too, but if you have Haskins on the board here, that's what I'm mocking towards.
I'm with you too. I'm with you.
Yeah. That's all.
Actually,
But
I wrote him down.
I think Elway's going to take Drew Lock.
Yeah, he's been on the Drew Lock train like he was the Paxton Lynch train.
Making it very obvious.
So,
Exactly.
So let me interview. I don't like a quarterback for Denver. They have my boy over there already. They have a quarterback. They have elite now. No,
If
but
we're calling Joe Flacco elite, we're calling Eli elite. I'm sorry to say it.
no. I'm joking. But I think Denver also wants to do a step up, and not that Haskins is not the guy. I think Haskins, if they're not looking to win now, it's good because 1 year from Flacco, he can learn from Flacco. He can learn how to throw that deep throw. I think Haskins needs that 1 year to just get seasoned the NFL. So
Agreed.
I think it will be good for him. I just think the fan base in Denver is gonna go crazy. 1, 2, Elway I think has a lot of pressure to at least take a step forward, and Haskins is not gonna do anything for a step forward because he's gonna be on the bench. I think a guy like Ed Oliver will be better for them. They need that interior lineman to help the outside rushers. Hawkinson, because Flacco loves the tight end and he's a beast. Those two would have been my picks. Now, not disagreeing with the pick. If it is a quarterback that they're going, I think Haskins is the smart picking here.
Yeah. I mean, Kyler's still on the board, but I do have on my big board Haskins over Kyler. And I think Haskins fits better with the Broncos than Kyler would.
So let's be honest. Elway will not draft Kyler. Kyler's too small for Elway. If he cannot see him on the right eye level, he ain't drafting him. Okay.
Kyler's my size. All right.
Oh, I have the Bengals. So it's my pick. Okay, so for the Bengals, they need yo. Okay, so they need linebacker help, and I love this dude. I wish he wasn't going to them, but Devin Bush, I think, is a really good linebacker, and they need that Mike guy, that field general, going forward for that defense. So now, and here I also can see Kyler Murray going. I can see Kyler Murray. I would have seen somebody trading already for him. Bengals might be looking to move out from Andy Dalton, but if not, I think the best pick for them is Bush, linebacker from Michigan.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think, when their defense was at the best is when they've had a good linebacker. When Burfict wasn't suspended, he was at the top of his game. That defense was pretty good. And they've been missing that for a long time.
I agree. I 100. Okay, so Packer boys coming.
Yep.
Packer
Here we
pick.
go.
There we go.
All right, so number 12 here. I think the Packers are at a pretty unique position that they haven't been in the last couple of years. They actually set up their draft board through free agency. First time we really spent on free agency. I think they take Ed Oliver here at number 12. Oliver is a very, very versatile player. Play him inside, play him outside. Adds that Mike Pettin pass rush. He would love to have a player like Ed Oliver onto the board. I mean, Oliver a couple of years ago was, a possible number 1 pick option. Had a bad year last year, but I think he fits nicely into this Packers defense.
I'm not hating on Oliver for sure, and you guys just got my boy Zadarius Smith.
Oh yeah, very excited.
Yeah, you pay a buttload for him. I'm not gonna tell you what I think of him, my honest opinion, because I don't want to break your heart. But I don't want to digress here for a moment. And when I get
Yeah,
out
I
of
think I think Zadarius Smith is like a rotational guy.
boom, you got it. You got it.
Yeah,
But
That's a
anyway,
lot of money to be paying that kind of player.
I agree.
yeah. I'm gonna see how Pettin does with him. I mean, he turned Kyle Fackrell into a 7-8 sack player, which was pretty impressive.
Well,
So we'll see what happens.
he will give you 7 sacks. He will give you
Yeah.
7 sacks. I would have thought you were gonna go with DK.
Yeah, I'm not high on DK Metcalf, but definitely a weapon for Aaron Rodgers would be right. I think 30, you could see that happening, a weapon there. But I'm not that high on DK to pick him in the top 12.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
So yeah, and the only reason that I thought wide receiver, not necessarily DK, but wide receiver was you guys spend so much money on defense. I would have thought the first pick would have gone on offense. So, but again,
And I would have probably taken one of those tackles, Williams or Taylor if they fell, because we're protecting, Aaron Rodgers here. He's not, young Aaron Rodgers anymore. He needs some protection. But I think Ed Oliver slides here, and with Williams and Taylor off the board, I think it makes sense.
okay, respect.
Yeah.
Let me see. Mike has the Dolphins now.
I might break Frank's heart. Miami's taking Daniel Jones out of Duke.
What? What? I would have.
Hold on.
I'm shocked.
I think
He's not going to the Giants, baby.
What do you want, Greer?
No, I don't want a quarterback.
Okay, Gettleman.
Hey,
No,
hey,
listen, Daniel Jones has been flying up the boards for whatever reason, but if you look at his numbers, somebody actually put out the other night, and I was going to do an episode if I wasn't doing this, about how people have put him in front of Dwayne Haskins. And then I reminded someone that Haskins completed. Yeah, exactly. Haskins completed 70% of his throws and threw for, 1 billion yards, and this guy played for Duke. But he is polished. He's not a basketball player. He is polished. He's got 4 years starting under his belt. He is very smart with the football. And the one thing Miami hasn't had since Dan Marino is a quarterback who doesn't throw a ton of interceptions. I think his decision-making is a little bit better than even Greer or Locke, who will be on the board. But no, he's not a sexy pick. But again, he's smart. And you're going to have a guy there for a year. Fitzmagic is there for a year. He'll be able to sit and learn.
I'm shocked. I'm not gonna lie, I'm shocked. I was like, oh my god. If this happens in the draft, I might just fall out of my chair. I was like,
I'm shocked Murray's falling.
exactly. I was like, Murray makes sense. Locke makes more sense. Especially the big thing with Murray too is the Dolphins need fans to show up, and Murray will bring them. At minimal, that you get with Murray. But anyway, I that's your pick, and that's fine. So we have 14. Oh, that's me. So so I have the Dirty Birds, the Falcons. 14. I think Falcons, when we play them, we terrorized them. That O-line was having issues. I'm gonna go with Cody Ford here for them. 14 out of Oklahoma.
Really?
Yeah.
Brian Burns on the edge.
So the one thing is, I think McKinley's still developing, and they have Beasley. I think they're better on the end, so they are on the O line.
Okay.
And I think they need time. Again, when we play them, we terrorize Matty Ice. And yeah, it's good to have receivers, but if you don't have time to throw that to them, it's nothing, right? So I think Cody Ford, you can kick him to the guard side, you can put him in tackle, super solid lineman. I think that will be I think that will be the pick for the Dirty Birds.
Okay.
So I have for DC. Okay, that's Frank.
Yeah. Anyone interested in trading up? Because I want to trade this pick down.
You want to trade this pick down?
How far down you want to go?
Wait.
In the 20s, in the late 20s actually.
But why would you want to trade back? Because I think at this point, if you're DC, you're loving the pick because you can take Kyler Murray or Locke, whoever you want, and they need a quarterback of the future. Alex Smith might never play again. You have
Colt McCoy's the guy right now.
Colt McCoy is injured. Keenum is the guy that they traded for. I have the Ravens, or not the Ravens, the Skins trading up to get a quarterback because they're
Yeah.
desperate. But I mean, you do you. I'm sorry.
I wanted to go safety though, and I don't like any safeties at 15.
Safety. They can go second round safety. I mean,
I guess
Hey, I'll give you 19.
19.
19-2.
The Titans.
Tennessee.
I'm I'm convinced. I just don't like any of the quarterbacks that much.
Bro, you're a Giants fan. You've seen DC Stadium. Have you seen it? When they
It's shit.
telecast, there's
Yeah.
nobody there because they don't have a quarterback. And when Alex started playing and they started winning, they were showing up. But next year they don't have a quarterback, and they need a quarterback of the future. So anyway, again, do you? I don't want to intervene.
I'm trying
You're good
to I'm trying to shape this so I can get the Giants someone though.
No. We have to be fair.
All right, yeah, okay. I'll go Lock here then. I'll go Lock.
Lock, not even Murray. Okay, that's fine. Lock. I think they would have a quarterback at that point. Okay. You cannot shape your draft to get somebody for the Giants. That's the whole point.
Hey.
You have to.
I would have given you 19 right there.
Who would you pick for the Titans? I'm just curious.
Tennessee, DK.
I could
Okay.
have gone DK too, but I think quarterback is also more important than safety and receiver.
Yes, I agree.
Mariota doesn't have a whole lot of weapons outside of Derrick Henry that are proven. Get him a kid that's got some talent.
I still
That
believe in
works
Corey
good.
Davis. I still believe in Corey Davis.
I like Corey
I'm not
Davis
saying
too.
I'm not saying Corey Davis can't be good because he's really good. But give him somebody to go with him. I mean, you're a Giant fan. You saw what Shepard and Beckham could do together.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where I was going with that.
Okay, so Mike, since you're talking, is your pick the Panthers?
Well, the Panthers have a good quarterback, and he's constantly getting beat up. So I'm giving them Jerry. No, I picked the wrong guy. Oh, come on. I'm going offensive line with these guys because you got to protect Cam Newton at all costs.
Are you going with Bradbury, the center?
Yeah, I was going to do Cody Ford, but then I realized you did that with him.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm going to go center with them. I could be a homer and say Michael Jordan, but I'm not going to do that. But yeah, I'm going to go with the center. Cam has been hurt way too much, and we've seen what he's able to do when he is healthy. I mean, he basically carried that team to a Super Bowl appearance. He's been phenomenal since he came out of Auburn. I mean, I've been calling him Scam since he was at Auburn, but but yeah, I go offensive line, I go center, and we
Okay,
try and keep Cam clean.
I think that's a
Even
good
though
pick.
he's not going to be playing next year, really, because I guess they said they're not going to rush him back. You got to build the O-line for when he comes back.
No, I agree. I think that's a good, smart pick for the Panthers.
I would have gone edge here. I would have gone defensive end here.
That's where I mocked them before, but I can see the logic
what I did
behind
too.
Mike. Behind Mike's pick.
I thought about that and taking Tillery and actually going interior and taking Tillery from Notre Dame.
Yeah.
But he's got to stay healthy. Watching the game that they played against the Browns last year, his throwing, he wasn't right. And when Cam's not right, Carolina's not going to go anywhere no matter how good McCaffrey and the rest of them are.
I agree with that, Mike. I see the logic. You broke a lot of Ravens fans' hearts because a lot of people in Baltimore want Bradbury center for the Ravens. So, I think it's a smart pick for the Panthers. So now we have the second Giant pick. So we have the Homer pick, the one trying to fix the draft.
All right, yeah. I can run this back now. I have. So I got what I wanted anyway. I got what I wanted.
I know who you want. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
so I think Drew Lock fits better with Washington, and I think Kyler Murray is going to be perfect for us.
Oh, so you're picking Murray?
Yeah, who'd you think I was going to pick?
Anybody but.
And no, I thought you were gonna go with.
Psychology, Mike. Reverse psychology.
I thought you were
I
gonna.
know.
I thought you were gonna go with Burns. To be honest, to replace
Yeah.
Oliver.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went defensive heavy for them. Well, I didn't do. I alternated with another guy, but he drafted an offensive lineman. But I said I mocked Devin White. But I think Kyler Murray is going to be perfect paired next to Saquon. I think that's going to be an explosive backfield. And I think it's good to have a mobile quarterback back there. The offensive line is going to be very much improved over last year and the year before and all the years before that. Eric Flowers is gone. But also Kyler Murray, it's good. They're still not like top tier, so it's good to have a mobile quarterback back there.
I mean,
It's good thinking.
I like Murray. So since we fall, let me say my favorite quarterback in this class it is Murray. He throws a pretty ball. He can escape. He has elusiveness. The only problem that I have with Murray is I think he's gonna get broken. He's 180 pounds. Yeah, you can say this. He's 200, but he just ate a bunch of cheeseburger from McDonald's to get to that weight for the combine. He plays light. He doesn't play like. I mean, if you go look at Wilson in college, he was thick. This boy, Kyle, again, I love Kyler Murray, but so going with O line makes sense for the first pick because you have to protect him. And good thing he's a baseball player, so he knows how to slide. I like it. It will be fun to see Saquon and Kyler same height in the backfield, just looking under the big wall of China from the from the O line.
Nice.
So anyway, who we have now? Vikings, and we have Travis.
Yeah. So is Cody Ford still available? Right?
No, he gone.
Oh,
No, he's gone.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah. It kind of throws off my board a little bit, but I think at this point, then, a lot of defensive linemen have been taken. A lot of offensive linemen have been taken. I think the Vikings have a really big need in offensive line, so I think they would look to trade down here.
There's a couple O-line left. Let me tell you the ones that are left just in case. So there's Greg Little. There's McCoy. There's Risner.
Dalton Riser's still available?
Yeah. He's still there.
I think I'm just gonna stay here. I think then if this is the way the board falls, I think they take a guy like Hockenson out of Iowa. Kyle Rudolph's getting old. They could use somebody to pair up with him. I think Hockenson make a lot of sense here. A very good blocker, very good pass catcher. A George Kittle comparison type of player. I think he makes sense here for Kirk Cousins. Add a weapon up the middle.
They have to draft offensive line. I'm sorry, they have to go offensive line.
Yeah.
I think trading down would make sense here, but we're staying where we're at. I think Hockenson makes sense.
Well, let me say something. They might, if the draft board falls like this, I don't even know if trading back makes sense because then you have Houston nearby that might take an O-line.
Yeah.
You have Seattle that potentially could take an O-line. You have the Ravens that potentially can take an O-line. Plus, you have the Rams, the Chiefs, the Eagles that are looking for O-line. So if you're going to get an O-line, I don't think necessarily you trade back. Now, I do like Hockenson because Hockenson can block. So he can help.
That's a big thing. Yeah,
so he can help your tackles. So like if your tackles are having a bad day, he can help push the guy inside and then leak out, or he can take an outside rusher and give Kirk some time. So I like the pick. I just think like Frank said.
Risner's here. Risner's here. I would have taken Risner.
You would have taken Risner?
I think that's a solid pick too.
I would have taken McCoy. So you can take him as center guard. But yeah, the problem with the Vikings is just they need it. Their O-line is trash. People talk about Kirk Cousins being bad, but that O-line was horrendous. There is not. I mean, it was worse than Eli Manning's. So
maybe not the Texans, but
maybe not the Texans, but it was bad. Okay, so where we are here, Vikings. So we got Mike with the Titans. So your bro fell. Look. You got your guy.
It fell. DK Metcalf goes to Tennessee. And listen, his cousin played for the Browns. That's Eric Metcalf's cousin. If he's half as explosive as his cousin was, this kid's going to be good. Big, huge, strong dude. I mean, I was intimidated by the pictures of him at the combine. Can run the 40. He's really quick. And listen, Mariota, for as much as he's been maligned since he came out, he's got a cannon for an arm. He can sling it. And with him going deep now, that's gonna open that up, and Derrick Henry's gonna be running people over.
The one thing that with Metcalf is he needs a quarterback who can throw because his 95% of his routes are vertical routes. And I think Rodgers would have been good. That's why I love Rodgers, Metcalf to the Packers because Rodgers has an arm.
I agree.
Mariota can sling it, but it's just not as well known as his legs.
No, yeah, that's why I'm glad that you brought that up, because that is a big thing with Metcalf, because I feel like his route tree is limited, but if you focus on the vertical routes, it'll help.
The other good thing about Metcalf going to Tennessee, I don't mean to interrupt you, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Mike Vrabel, who is the head coach there, he was in the Patriots system, which is the only time they went deep was when Randy Moss was there. And he was at Ohio State with Urban Meyer, which you see a lot of crossing routes and a lot of pick routes. So he's going to be able to extend his route tree a little bit, but you're absolutely right. DK is a deep threat, end story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let me say something. The Titans getting Metcalf and having Corey Davis on the red zone is going to be scary. Two towers. Now another pick that I like for the Titans, if better than Metcalf, if it was there, would have been Hawkinson. Another big.
Yeah.
If Hawkinson was there, I absolutely thought about him, but for some reason, DK just stuck out with Mariota for me.
No, but Hawkinson was the pick before. But Hawkinson makes sense because he can help blocking again and a good running game that they have. Plus, on the red zone, he's good and he can have that middle game, 10-yard, frame. So anyway, I think Metcalf is solid for them. Okay, who we have next? Oh, it's me. I'm picking for shit.
You always do that.
And you can't make Pittsburgh bad just because we don't like them.
No, bro.
I learned my lesson, Mike. All right.
No. I'm talking the Ravens fan about making Pittsburgh terrible.
I know, but I feel like that was a little.
You know what?
Oh no, absolutely no shade at you, Frank. None at all. I swear to God.
I want to apologize for trying to shape the draft in the favor of the Giants, but go ahead.
No, that's as a GM. That's good. At least you're doing it, and your GM's not.
So I tried to be fair. Look, I wouldn't want Bush to be for the Bengals. Hell no. I think he's a phenomenal linebacker. Yeah. I think Bush, if he's at 20, the Steelers go and turn that card. By the way, for the people that are on the stream, start putting picks for the Ravens. I would like to see as we're getting close to the Ravens pick. And if you're not a Ravens fan and you're in there, put the pick that you will pick for your team. And I know that you guys are doing it for other teams, so that's fine. Okay, for Pittsburgh, I think Bush will be the ideal pick. But since he's not there, I'm going to go with Byron Murphy, corner from Washington. I think Greedy is a little bit better, but Greedy plays press, and Steelers like to press. They don't like to press as much, probably because they don't have the safeties to handle the press coverage if somebody gets beat. So they the corners like to play a little bit off. I think that's where Byron Murphy excels. He has good hands. Is really solid. Again, from the zone perspective, going off the receiver, I think he's really, really good. So I wouldn't want the Steelers to get Byron Murphy, to be honest. But I think they need corners, and middle linebacker is their biggest need. And that's what I have.
Yeah, good pick.
Yeah, it's a good pick. But here's my question. And if you're sitting in the Pittsburgh war room, and I'm being serious now, I see you smiling. Are you forced to go defensive back because of what the Browns and the other teams in the division have done, or would you still entertain linebacker? Since even though he says he's going to, Shazier should never play again.
So Shazier's not gonna play again. Let me address the question. Two things. Pittsburgh has to take a corner. I think the Ravens wanted to get Honey Badger, and they went with Earl Thomas because OBJ went to the Browns. The Clowns have a lot of good receivers. We have everybody in the division has to address. They have to be ready to take all these receivers. The Ravens are stacking corner. We have the safety. Pittsburgh has nothing. They have Audie Burns. He gets burned a lot. Right? No. He gets burned a lot. And then Hayden's getting older and he gets injured. That's why the Clowns ship him out. And the
hate is so real.
And they went and picked a safety that should have been a third-round pick. I don't know why they panicked last year and they went and got Edmonds in the first round. So I think the Steelers need a secondary or a middle linebacker. But again, the middle linebackers went off already. So I'm going with the corners.
The hate is so real.
For
It's
for the people in the stream that don't know, Mike is a Jets Clowns fan, and that's why he's saying that the hate is real.
oh my god. I mean, I would have called him Schittsburg too, but still, it's
Okay. Seattle. We have Travis
It's
picking
me,
for
right?
Seattle. Yep.
Oh, it's
We have
Who
Travis.
is it?
We have. Wait, not Travis. No, you're right. We have Frank.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we
I
have
thought it
Frank.
was me. Yeah, I looked it up before. Do we still have Christian Wilkins on the board?
We do
Yeah.
have Christian Watkins on the board.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Christian Wilkins. Pretty defiantly. I think he's. I had him at like 12 on my big board, and he's a 3-tech interior defensive lineman, and he's a big guy, but he's stocky, right? And I think he's well, he's not tall. That's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
But I think in any other draft, he would go in the top 10, and I'm really surprised he fell to 21. And I think he's one of the better. Yeah, like I said, this is a great defensive draft, and in any other draft last year, he would be probably the best defensive prospect in the draft.
Okay.
yeah.
I would have gone a little bit different there, but I respect. So
So what would you have done?
I would have gone with the guy that I think. So I'm sitting here in 22 for the Ravens. At this point, I think we trade back. There's so much talent for the Ravens, different positions that I can go. I think a team like so let me say Brian Burns is the guy that I would have taken for Seattle. Then that's the if I don't trade back here right now,
Yeah,
that's the
I
guy. That's the guy that the Ravens should pick. Now that being said, because the Seattle Seahawks also struggle a little bit with pass rusher, they currently had their DM franchise and maybe gonna trade him.
Yeah, that's yeah.
So that's what I would have done. Again, respect. I think they also need interior D linemen. They need to work on that line, defensive line. But for the Ravens, I think the Eagles, whoever has the Eagles pick, I think the Eagles could trade up here to grab a guy like Greg Little or somebody in that realm because the O lineman class is thinning out. Also, I can see the Rams jumping here because they need a center and getting a guy like McCoy. The Packers, the Patriots getting a guy like Font.
Yeah.
So I think the Ravens will trade back, but since we're not doing that right now, we're gonna.
I was gonna trade up. I'll trade up with you.
With who? Who you
From
want?
Indy's pick from 26. Indy's pick at 26.
I'll do that trade. Okay, go. 22. The Colts.
Indy takes Clelin Ferrell out of Clemson.
It's a good pick.
There it is.
Okay.
Two Clemson guys back to back.
Indy's defense was better. Their offensive line was better. Ferrell can put them over the top.
Okay.
Especially in that division where Houston's offensive line is almost as porous as Eli's. Yeah. Clelin Ferrell on that D line is a pretty big. He's a great D end. And the scary part is he's probably the worst of their 4 offensive or defensive linemen from last year. And he's still the position rank I saw him at was 5 for the D ends. Yeah, Clelin Ferrell right there for Indy.
Mike, I just have one question. No safety love for the Colts?
Not if you can get the edge rusher.
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree with that. The other pick that I would have seen for the Colts was interior D lineman or Ferrell or a wide receiver. I think the safety, they will address it. Remember, Frank, they have an early second round pick. So you will
they
see.
have the third overall pick.
So a guy like Nasir Adderley, Abrams, or
the kid from Temple is likes to play a lot of zone, or is better in zone, and Indy runs a lot of zone. So I think that's rockiest Sam.
Well, he's a corner. The other guy that I was talking was the guy from Florida, Gardner.
Chancey Gardner Johnson.
Yes, Gardner Johnson.
Yeah.
Those are true safeties. But hey, I can't hate the Ferrell pick. I think that's solid. Okay, so that was the Colts pick at 22. Houston. So go ahead, Travis.
All right, so Houston, they need offensive line. Like everyone's been saying, worst offensive line in football, one of the worst. I think Deshaun Watson led the league in sacks last year. So I think you take the best one available, most versatile, Dalton Reiser from Kansas State. He started his career at Kansas State at center, ended up playing some tackle and some guard. You can play him anywhere. plug him in, day one starter. He'll start for the next 10 years for you. So I think that makes sense there at 23.
Okay. Let me say that I think that the Texans need O linemen. I think the Vikings and the Texans.
That's the only pick.
Yeah, so the Vikings and the Texans are two teams that I cannot see them drafting. And you hate being in those positions, right? Like I always say, the Ravens are deficient in wide receivers, and you hate being in the position that you have to draft by need because that's how you screw a draft. But dude, you have Watson there. You need to
You gotta protect him.
you have to protect him. So I agree with the pick. Okay, so we have Oakland, and that's me again. So Oakland, who we draft in the first one for them? Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen. Okay, so we got Josh Allen. I think Oakland needs outside rusher, so we addressed that. I think they also need interior D linemen and corners.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna go Greedy Williams.
it's a good pick.
So that's my guy.
You wouldn't want to replace Jared Cook there.
Derek, what? Carr?
Jared Cook, the tight end. You wouldn't want to replace him there.
That's a possibility.
With fans.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a possibility. But the thing is, they have weapons now for the wide receiver side. Their defense,
That's true.
the defense was bad, right? And they couldn't pass rush and they didn't corner. And I think how you build a team, you build a team with O line, you build a team with quarterback, and then on the defensive side you need a corner and an edge rushers, and that's your first two picks. So I don't know. That's where I think they should lean. So who did I said it was? Oh, Grady Williams.
I haven't seen that in a lot of mock drafts, but I think that's a good pick.
Okay, so
Yeah,
who the clubhouse? Yes, Frank, it's you. Eagles.
Eagles? Yeah, okay. Ooh, I'm not gonna fix this one. I think the best pick for them is Josh Jacobs.
Oh, I hate that pick.
Tell us how you really feel.
All right. So I don't like Jordan Howard, right?
Okay.
Okay.
So that's probably the leading factor to me picking Josh Jacobs, and I think he's the best running back in this draft. Are you in agreement with me on that he's the best running back?
He is, but I think the Eagles would have gone with Little or Tillerly or damn, I don't have any. I don't have everybody that have gone, but I just think, dude, they literally just traded for a running back that is in the last year. I think the last thing they will do is go running back. I could be wrong, but I think that's the last thing they would do.
Okay. And one thing I like Jacobs' elusiveness and cutting ability.
I'm not disagreeing that Jacobs is the best running back in this draft, but you know.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to add that. But I think this is I don't like Jordan Howard. I did in 2016, but the last 2 years with the Bears, it's been pretty bad.
He gets and
that could be fit. I don't know. We'll see in Philly, but
okay. No, and I see some mocks on that. So 26 was the Colts on Mike. I traded, and I still got my guy Brian Burns. I would have got the Eagles should have gone with Burns in my opinion. That's another guy that I would have gone, but Brian Burns, the future outside rusher, the guy that is gonna terrorize Mayfield, that is gonna make Big Ben retire. We have him. So I think
the guy that's gonna make Big Ben retire is Myles Garrett. Can we just understand this right now?
No, that's not true. Myles Garrett's been there for 2 years. Haven't done anything to Big Ben, so I'll just say that.
I don't know. 2 forced fumbles, 3 sacks on opening week this year.
Let's be honest. He's a beast. I'm just saying he hasn't made him retire, and he's all about drama.
Listen, if the scandals didn't make him retire, nothing's gonna.
That's true. That is true. Okay, so I have Travis again. So Travis goes with Oakland. So Oakland back to back.
Yeah, so I think they're absolutely ecstatic that Fant falls here at 27. They got, like you said, they got to replace Jared Cook, Pro Bowl caliber tight end. Fant is one of the best pass catchers in the draft. I think that makes a lot of sense for them at 27.
I agree with you there with 27. Let me say something that the people that are asking me in the chat. Yes, I would have traded back the Ravens pick. Again, at 26 there, Ravens should have traded back to the second round probably, but we're not. This is a 1 round mock. I'm pushing a 3 round mock on Wednesday before the draft, as I finished it today. And the Ravens do a lot of trading in that, and so do other teams. I think the Lions did a lot of trading in my mock draft and all that. So yes, but since I'm not gonna trade anymore here, you all know how I love N'Keal Harry. I know you guys don't, but N'Keal Harry, one of my favorite receivers. But I think if Burns is there, you go ahead and take Burns. Okay, so Font was 27, which I put 28 in the chat, so I apologize for that. And now we have the Chargers, and that's Frank.
I will gladly take Jeffrey Simmons here out of Mississippi State.
Simmons.
Yeah, I know he had tore his ACL, but ACLs are easier to come back from in 2019 than they were 10 years ago. And I think if he wasn't hurt, he would go in the top 10, probably to the Jaguars, because you have Marcel Darius on an expiring contract next year, and you're paying him $22 million. So I don't think that gets extended. And then you pair him with Taven Bryan, and then that allows you to re-sign Bouye and Ramsey, extend both of them. But that's not the point. I think the Chargers' only need, or one of their only needs, is the inside defensive line. Darius Philon departed to Arizona, and I think Jeffrey Simmons, when he comes back, he's going to fill this role perfectly to take, open up lanes for Melvin Ingram and Joey Bosa, but he's also powerful himself, so he can defend the run and he can defend the pass.
No, yeah, Simmons is a hell of a pick in this point. Simmons is.
It's good value. Yeah,
yeah,
good value.
He's a beast. I mean, they won't have him probably for maybe the later portion of the season. But I think he's gonna be really good in this league. Oddly enough, who I had them picking in my mock draft, this is a sneak peek. I had them picking Jones, the quarterback from Duke, to be the replacement for Rivers.
That's another one. That's kind of obscure, but that's another one I've seen. Yeah.
So and go ahead. I'm sorry.
No love for Cardale Jones, who's already the backup there?
Nah, there's no love for him. There's none.
It's a Buckeye Homer thing, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm right there with you.
But I would have picked Locke in here, right? Locke hasn't been picked yet.
No, Drew Lock. He took Drew Lock to Washington.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I was peer pressured.
No, that's right. That's when they got that's when it got fixed. That's right. I forgot that. Anyway, let me see. We're doing 30. That's Mike.
Kansas City at 29.
29.
Yeah,
sorry.
we're
Yeah.
29.
Yeah. Sorry.
They've got to go defense. It's and I'm gonna go a little off the board here, maybe. Rock Ya-Sin from Temple. Bigger corner. I thought about Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. I liked Sin's size better, especially in the AFC West, where you're going to have to bang with people at times. But no, Rock Ya-Sin goes to KC there.
So the only I'm a huge fan of Rock Ya-Sin. I think he's gonna be like my boy Tavon Young from the Ravens, that slot corner. But I would have gone with Baker. I think Baker, the corner from Georgia, he is a better outside corner. They already had Kendall Fuller. I think Kendall Fuller plays a little bit more in the slot side. But, I mean, I like Rock Ya-Sin, so that's just preference, right? So that's a solid pick. Okay, so we have the Packers. Okay, we get
number 30.
Yes.
All right, so we got this Saints pick from last year when we traded back and got Jair Alexander. I think we need to replace Randall Cobb. We need a pure slot receiver. I think A.J. Brown from Ole Miss makes sense here. He's a smaller type of receiver, but you saw what the Packers' offense was when Randall Cobb was at his best. I think you take a guy like A.J. Brown who could bring that inside slot speed. I think that would really help out Aaron Rodgers and take some of the pressure off of Devontae Adams.
I don't disagree, but I thought, this is just me, Travis.
Yeah.
I would have thought Hollywood, because Hollywood is an explosive guy, a guy that can be off the top. And the only problem that I have with Hollywood is he needs a more accurate passer, and that's what Rodgers is, right?
Yeah.
So I would have gone with Hollywood, but again, you're the Packers fan, so that
no, that makes sense too. I like Hollywood Brown a lot. I would not be unhappy walking away with Hollywood Brown at that pick.
Can I just say that if you have Marquise Brown, his release off the line combined with Devontae Adams' release off the line is just
deadly.
It would be something special.
Especially with Rodgers.
Well, and not only that will help the running game, right? Because now the safeties have.
I love Aaron Jones, man. I love Aaron Jones. I want the best for him.
So the safety has to respect the receivers, right? Because now you have burners. Now you have big play guys, so you can't be sleeping. Especially then you can, against the Bears, you can run at Mac, right? You can wear him out a little bit, and if they start bringing people down because to contain that run, now you have the guys to make the play down the field. Travis, you made a lot of Ravens fans sad too because we do like AJ Brown a lot in here in Baltimore. So just an FYI, I do think AJ Brown is the best receiver in the class. To be honest, I think he is the guy with the highest floor, is what I call it. He has the highest floor, but he's near his ceiling. Versus DK has a bigger ceiling, Hollywood has a bigger ceiling, and N'Keal Harry has a bigger ceiling. But AJ Brown for me is the only receiver that I cannot see him being a bust. AJ Brown. The rest, I think all of them could be potential busts, but he is the only one. Now, again, he's really good, and his ceiling he's pretty close to his ceiling, but his floor is the highest of all. Okay, so I have the pick for the Rams, and I think the Rams in here can go to a couple directions. They can go with Tillery, Notre Dame inside or interior D lineman, but I think McVay being an offensive guy, I think he's gonna go with McCoy, Texas A&M. I think they lost their center. McCoy can potentially be that, but they need to keep that O-line healthy for Gurley if he's gonna keep running the ball effectively, and for Goff to be clean in that pocket. They need the protection. I think McVay goes O-line.
The thing about the Rams is I think the pick is either interior defensive line with Tillery or it's offensive line, and I think there's no tackles really left on the board that I would pick here.
Okay.
But I think replacing Andrew Whitworth should be higher on their priority list long term.
I agree. So that's why I said at pick 22, the Rams will have a potential trade partner with the Ravens. They will have to jump. Again, if you want O-linemen, I think O-linemen are in a premium. They're going to, as we have seen, they had a lot of O-linemen had gone. They will have to trade up if they want that tackle. So anyway, Mike, you have the last pick for the Patriots, for that team over there in the northern side. So
it burns me that I'm going to make them better. It really does. But I'm going to go with one dynasty to another, and they try to replace Gronk with Irv Smith Jr. out of Alabama. He was projected to go in the second round. Cincinnati actually looked at him in the second round. But I think they need Brady's safety valve. And losing Chris Hogan and Gronk retiring and Edelman is getting older, and we don't know how long Brady's going to be there. I toyed with going quarterback here.
Yeah,
but
I mocked them last night, quarterback.
Who did you give him quarterback last night?
Will Grier.
That's the one I wanted. That's the one I was thinking about too.
He fits better with the Patriots than Daniel Jones would.
Oh, absolutely.
In my opinion, he's like Brady in the short intermediate game.
Yeah, and of course with only Brian Hoyer on the bench, God forbid something happens to TB12, they're in some trouble. But I really think because of Belichick's belief in system, they're going to go with a tight end because the tight end's been the thing that's carried the load for them for the last couple of years. And as much as I dislike Alabama, Irv Smith was a very good quality tight end. And with Fant and Hockenson off the board, he's the natural selection.
I agree with both of you. Quarterback could be potentially there, although the Patriots have two second-round picks, and they can also potentially hit Greer there.
Or Jones.
Or Jones,
Yeah.
depending who's
I
there.
don't think a lot of people like him. I don't like him that much.
You don't like Jones that much?
No, I think he's a game manager, but he's like an athletic game manager.
I think his smarts is what carries him a lot. I like Jones. I just I forgot where I mocked him. I mocked him late. Oh yeah, to the Rams or to the Chargers. I said this. So, but guys, before as we are wrapping up, please give it a thumbs up to this video. Check the guys up on Twitter. The Twitter handler is there on the left side of the stream. Now, before we go, I want to ask you guys, who are your dream picks for if the guy, who will be the guy that you want him to fall at where you're picking? So we start with Mike, and then we'll go with everybody.
So I got to go all the way to round 2, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, the clowns. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, Beckham. But I actually like it. I'm going to go Homer on this.
Welcome to the club.
It's all good. No, when I say Homer on this, you'll really enjoy this. So will you, Travis.
Yeah.
They need a little depth at offensive line.
Yeah.
Take Michael Jordan from Ohio State.
That makes sense.
He's an in-state kid. First of all, no one really talks about, because of Ohio State's weapons and quarterbacks have been talked about more, especially with all the speed burners and Campbell, McLaurin, and Victor and all these guys that they have. Michael Jordan played 3 different offensive line positions. He was shifted to center for his senior year. And they got progressively better. Were they as good as they had been in the past? No, but if I was John Dorsey and I don't trade back into the first round, which is what some of the rumor mill is saying, at pick 17 in round 2, I take Michael Jordan out of Ohio State.
Okay, so that's your dream scenario. 20.
Well, because I got to wait till round 2, and my dream scenario is they get back into round 1 and they take a pass rusher.
Myles Garrett.
Pair with Myles Garrett. Well, they have Sheldon Richardson on the end, and they still have Ogunjobi, but they traded Ogba to Kansas City.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you find your edge rusher to go on the bookend. And listen, even without Ogba, that's still a pretty good defensive line.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
have Vernon,
you,
too, don't
exactly. Yeah, they have Olivia Vernon.
Oh. Yeah,
and they took Olivia Vernon. Hey, you got Zeitler out of that, Frank. That's not a bad move.
No, that's a better trade than the Odell trade was, and I'm glad we got rid of Vernon. He's great when he's on the field. He was our best, most impactful pass rusher, but he wasn't on the field a lot, and that's.
You know, I asked a buddy of mine. This was a big Giant fan. I said, "Is Vernon going to stay healthier when he's not the main focus of the offensive line to block? Because you can't take your eye off Garrett, and you can't take your eye off Sheldon Richardson."
That's a good point.
So if you got Vernon coming from the opposite side on the 3-4 linebacker, that's a nice little thing to have.
And you never really had like a full strength JPP and Vernon together. So maybe that's what the Giants were missing out on.
Okay, so Frank, what is your dream picks for the New York Football Giants?
So at 6, I'd have to say Devin White.
Devin White, okay.
Yeah.
I know they have Ogletree in there, but he's all right. I mean, he's not great. He's not a great captain of the defense, and I think Devin White would be perfect as the captain of the defense. And I said he's an elite side-to-side defender, so he can play really any of the 3 linebacker spots. And he's fast and he's quick. And when they use him in blitz packages, he can get to the quarterback. Because of that, he can diagnose holes as good as anyone coming out of college. And I said this last night when I was walking. He is the fastest defensive prospect I've seen since I started watching football in 2008. But yeah, White would be my dream scenario at 6, and then at 17 it would probably be Dillard or Reisner.
Okay.
Can I just ask why you're so against drafting a quarterback early for the Giants?
It doesn't make sense.
I would go Haskins, but I love Haskins compared to everybody else, but I think I like Devin White's talent more, and I like Jawan Taylor's talent more. And I know there's a needed quarterback, but you also have, and the Giants may be very good next year with the moves they make in the draft. It's contingent on that. And then like if they improve the offensive line, and there's a bunch of holes on defense. But
Okay.
that next year, that might be a problem if you're looking for a quarterback because they might fall out of the top 10. And the schedule's really easy too, so that's a big thing. But I would look for Tua or Fromm next year. So I'm not huge on a quarterback this year.
So I'll let me add to that to Mike. I think the Giants shouldn't go quarterback unless I like the Colin Murray in our mock draft at 17, but look, they have so many holes. They can address 2 holes. If they go middle linebacker and O-line is huge. And then they drafted last year Loletta in the 3rd round. They might want to see the kid if he can play this year.
That too.
And then if you suck again, then next year you're up there and grab a quarterback.
And you're taking the kid out of Oregon.
Yeah.
I like Tua more.
Gettleman loves Herbert, so I would prefer Tua, but that's just preference.
Frank, just a quick stat for you. Tua played 4 good defenses all year. He had more interceptions than picks. He had less than 250 yards passing, and his completion percentage was under 60%. That's when he played good defenses.
Yeah, I only watched a couple Tua games for what I saw of him. It was good stuff, but you know.
Because I'm such a Haskins homer, I watched a lot of highlight packages of the other guys going into the Heisman, and they got it right. But Haskins beat numbers against better competition, so that was my whole thing. But I can definitely see why you would want Tua, and him with Saquon would be pretty good too.
Mm-hmm. So Saquon's big. As long as we get our quarterback at some point in the next 2 years and he bangs, people are going to look back on that number 2 pick last year and they're going to be like, all right, Saquon was a great pick, but as long as you have this cloud of the quarterback hanging over it, and I know he's a generational talent and everything, and I love Saquon, but the quarterback is more important than running back, and it just comes down to that.
I agree.
Yeah.
I would have picked the guy that the Jets had. I'm blanking his name right now.
Darnold.
I would have picked Darnold over Saquon last year.
I pray to God Darnold didn't take him.
What was that?
I prayed to the Browns didn't take him.
Well, I liked him, but I like Mayfield more obviously last year. I think Haskins at 17 will be a nice story with the Giants. Then you have Saquon that was a Giants fan, and then Haskins was a Giants fan. I think it makes sense. But anyway, so that was your dream scenario. So let me go with Travis.
Yeah.
Packers. Who is your dream scenario?
Well, I think, the 2 picks, I think we have a lot of, versatility in this draft where we need to go. I would love for them to package those together, try to maybe get into the top 5. I know the Jets, have been talking about maybe trading down. So if you got that number 3 pick, a guy like Josh Allen would make a lot of sense there. If you pair him with Mike Pettin, I think he's one of the hardest workers in the draft. I think that'd be a lot of fun for Packer fans.
Okay, I mean, I didn't even thought about moving that much up. I mean, you have the capital to do it. 2 first rounds. That's interesting. And the guy that you want is Josh Allen. So that's the boy. That's your boy.
I mean, I love Bosa, but there's no way we'd get Bosa or trade up to get him.
No.
The thing with the Packers, while we're on it, I think can I add that Noah Fant out of Iowa, we said he was going to the Raiders, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think he would be good for the Packers too.
Yeah, I'm still holding out hope that Jimmy Graham gives us something, but I think that makes sense.
Because you have LaFleur, who is a disciple of the Shanahan tree, and Shanahan and his dad have made tight ends for years. Just great guys on the stat sheet. Kittle last year even.
Yeah, so that's why I'm holding out hope that Jimmy Graham gets something going a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so your dream scenario is package 2 picks, trade them up,
trade up,
and you get Josh Allen. Okay, and that's good because again, my whole point was what was your dream scenario. So dream scenario for me, and again, I'm gonna give you a sneak peek of what I did in my mock draft. Was we trade back? I think I have us trading back with Philly, and then we traded back again with the Patriots. And then we traded back again to the 2nd round. And we gathered a bunch of picks. We ended up picking A.J. Brown with our first pick. And then I'm not going to tip my hand what I did with the rest. I think the Ravens need that wide receiver playmaker unless Burns is there. Burns is a guy that I wouldn't pass. In my mock draft, N'Keal Harry was gone already for the Ravens. That's the guy that I really like. But AJ Brown, as I say, has the least amount of possibility, in my opinion, to be a bust versus the rest of them have a higher ceiling, but there's potential for them to bust. AJ Brown is a workhorse. He's a beast. I love how he runs routes. I think he could be one of my favorite receivers of all time, which is Agent 89, Steve Smith. Love me some Steve Smith, and I think AJ Brown could be that. He's feisty. He can run those routes really well, very crisp. He has good hands, and he fights for every yard. So, anyway, guys, hopefully you guys love this mock draft. I thought, and you guys know, during the season, every Ravens game I bring the enemy. So then we can debate, right? And they can put the points why they think that their team is gonna win, or what is the score prediction. Well, I wanted to do something similar for the draft, and appreciate to the guys that are here. This took 2 weeks. We were gonna try to do it last week, we couldn't. Then we did it this week. So I appreciate everybody that joined. It's good to have perspective from other people there from other places, right? Because we are here, and in my case, in the Baltimore area. So I do try to not watch a lot of sports, local sports media, so it doesn't taint my opinion. But, it's good to have perspective from, hey, a Clowns fan, a Giants fan, and a Packers fan, right? So it's good. It's important to have all those opinions. But so as we go, I'm going to let each of them say a closing statement and where you guys can find them. So Mike, take it.
All right. Well, I want to thank you guys. This is a lot of fun. I've actually never done a mock draft before. Closest thing to a mock draft was because I'm quite a bit older than you guys. Being hammered when I was 21 and drunkenly announcing that the Jets were going to take Chad Pennington in the draft. So, hey, listen. I thought he was great. He was my favorite. One of the reasons I gave up on the Jets was because they did him dirty, they did Rex dirty, and they did Sanchez dirty, and I was done.
You complaining about sexy Rexy getting dirty?
Listen, when you bust in the door and tell Bill Belichick you're not going to kiss his rings, you've won points with me. But in all seriousness, again, thank you guys. This was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. The Big Recon Sports Podcast isn't just a podcast. We have a YouTube channel of our own. We are on Facebook, and it's Google Podcast, Spotify, Radio Public, Breaker, SoundCloud, all over the place. And this has been a lot of fun. I really thank you guys a lot.
Okay, so thanks for joining me, and well, I'll see you more because again, you're a Clowns fan, so I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna get Frank. Take it, man.
Yeah, so I'm the solo host of the Clubhouse Sports Podcast. I'm on iTunes, and Anchor is the host service I use, but you can also listen through there. And then you have the Twitter, and I'm also on SoundCloud. I'm trying to get the newer episodes up on SoundCloud, but I do want to thank all three of you that I did have a lot of fun. Fixing the draft or not, I had a lot of fun. But yeah, I don't want to say it a third time, but thanks for having me on.
For sure. Thanks for being here. So Travis, I know we can't see you, but he's a real person.
Yeah, definitely. I'm still here. But yeah, TNT Sports Talk. You can find us on iTunes, Spotify. We use Anchor as well. We're also on YouTube. We have a YouTube page. But I usually do this with my brother. He's sorry he couldn't be here. He actually has night class. But it was a lot of fun. It's the first time I've ever done a podcast with other guys. So this is a lot of fun. And yeah, thanks for having me on.
For sure. Well, like I said, I'll keep doing this. I love inviting people from other teams. It is hard. It is hard to find. Sometimes you have to email a lot of people until somebody says yes. But I appreciate all of you. We are part of the what is it? What is it?
Rise Up.
Rise Up. Yes.
Yeah.
Rise Up podcast. So we are all part of that. I suggest you guys to follow the Rise Up podcast Twitter feed. You will see all these guys and more. But hey, guys, I appreciate you guys being here. And 2 messages. Thursday, we're gonna be reaction of the draft live on Joe Newell's channel for the NF podcast. Friday, I'm gonna be here, live reaction in the second and third round. And Saturday, I'm not gonna be here. I'm gonna be in Hershey Park, but I'm gonna be checking the picks. So I enjoy this, guys. Thank you for everybody that joined the live, and I will see you next time. Peace out.